Imagenero is a name that I made up. The Spanish word for a picture is imagen, and frequently in Spanish we use the suffix ero for someone who does something in particular. A cook is a cocinero, a farmer is a granjero, a conga player is a conguero, for example.
We're at a Utopia restaurant where we're at a reception where we're looking at some photography of yours. Why don't you first talk about a little bit first about this specific one we're looking at right now?
Okay. Well, this particular photograph, I call it hilarious over here because this was taken at the actual dinner party that is the center of this show. And you can see that there are two people kind of in the foreground. They would be in the foreground if they were mostly in the picture, but they're mostly not in the frame. There's just the mouth and smile of the people who are closest to us and in focus, and they're laughing uproariously. And then there are two other people that would be the background of the picture, but of course they're the only ones whose whole faces we can see, and they're much more subdued and apparently looking at something completely different. So I call it hilarious over here. And this image sort of gets at what I was trying to express in the whole series, because it's you get the idea that there's many different things going on at the party here. There are people are thinking about different things. People came with different expectations. They're experiencing the same moment very differently. So that's what this is about. That's what really the show in general is about.
Let's go to some other pictures.
The number 11 is, I call it unmistakable, because once you realize what you're looking at, it's absolutely unmistakable what you're looking at. It's not obvious. It's not overt. It's not. I don't think. I mean, it might be erotic once you figure out what you're looking at. But
well, describe to the people listening what you're looking at.
Well, what's actually there is a very extreme side view of a woman's breasts in a white woman's breast in a black bra, and
it takes you a while it takes a couple of seconds for it to hit you.
Right, it's a very shallow depth of field, so not very much of it is in focus, and the idea here is that it's just something that when you see it, when you figure out what you're looking at, it's unmistakable. It's for me, I find it very pleasurable, very almost comforting and just peaceful, but also very familiar.
You said something earlier, and we can talk about it. We're looking at number 12 here, and that is you don't take a photograph, you make a photograph.
Right. Yeah, I when somebody says, "How did you take this?" I think, well, I didn't really take it. I made it, and the process really is something that I plan well before I ever trip the shutter. I mean, I think about what do I want to have, and how am I going to get it, or how am I going to get it. So I, in my mind, I think I want to communicate something specific. What am I going to create to do that? And so these photographs, like I come to this shoot with a shot list. I came to this shoot, for example, with a shot list of maybe 15 shots. I want to make sure that I get this, 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 and this. And I'll get those 15. But I really will make several hundred. And then sort of look at them later and say, okay, what best communicates what I wanted to communicate with that shot list? Often, most of the things on the shot list end up in there, but not always. In this case, in number 12, which I call Corners and Curves, and there are several that I call them Corners and Curves 1, Corners and Curves 2, etc. This is one of those. It's the same woman that we were talking about in number 11. and there's a round mirror, a round like hand mirror in the lower left-hand corner. And there's the corner of a wall of a counter on the right-hand side of the photograph, and then there's the corner of a wall mirror in the upper left-hand corner of the photograph. The only thing that's in focus is the woman in the round hand mirror, and it's sort of cut in a strange way, in an unconventional way, so that you see her lips, her nose, part of one of her eyes. You see, again, her breasts in the bra. You don't see her breasts, you see the bra.
You see a little bit more of her.
Right, so you can get an idea that here's this person, and now you kind of have a sense of what exactly she's up to, what she's doing. And I just wanted to, in this case, to juxtapose the sharp corners of the mirror on the wall and the counter on the side with the roundness of the hand mirror and the subject.
If people want to see more of your images, where would they go?
Well, they could come to Utopia, and they could, and there are plenty of prints for sale here, both framed and unframed. But they could also go look at the website, which is www.elimagenero, www.elimagenero.com.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, sir. Wonderful.